wabarakatuh. I am Nur Azlim Mehdi Ahmad Wakiman from Group 4 at S1164B2. And my group members will presenting about procedure of Halal certification for food premise in this video. What is the objective of this assignment? The objective is to identify the problem related to the issues and ways to solve it. Let me tell you what the meaning of procedure, Halal certification, and food premise. Procedure is a series of steps that constitute the official or agreed method of accomplishing a goal. Halal certification is an official type that refers to halal standard of production or service provided by the authority in accordance with the Malaysian Halal certification scheme. Food premise. Food premise is any building, part of building, or other outdoor or indoor location where food intended for sale or convenience is processed, stored, and sold. Now, we move on to application procedure. According to the Manual Procedure for Malaysia Halal Certification, 3rd version 2014, first, any international or local company must apply by online platform at MyEHalal at www.halal.gov.my. Second, they must send supporting document to JAKIM or JAIN. Supporting documents are company profile, company or business registration, name or description of product, ingredient used, name and address of manufacturing, and others. Any renewal purpose must be sending before the expiry date. Incomplete application will be rejected automatically by the system. A success application will get an email with certification fee.
Now, the criteria of good premises in terms of food material, places, equipment, and work. Food material used must be halal food stated in halal certification requirement. It should follow the proper storage of food material, such as FIFO, first in, first out method. It should use suitable storing method for each material. Food should be prepared, processed, packaged, transport, and stored with proper way that complies with halal requirements. And places. Places of one premises should be far from garbage dump, sewage system, and polluted place. And it should be designated for safety and cleaning purpose. For example, use proper food material and having a good ventilation and etc. And it should be clean, which is free from pests, example of rodents, birds, insects, and others. And the place should be practice sanitation and cleaning process regularly. Workers and equipment. Workers should practice personal hygiene and well-trained to handle food in proper ways. And workers should follow the rules and wear proper attire. The equipment. Utensils and cooking devices should be sanitized and utilized regularly. And it should wash thoroughly before and after using it.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Faiz Hakim, and I will continue with the issue related to food premise. The development of halal industry has brought Malaysia as one of the main halal destinations in the world. But still, there are some issues that happen in Malaysia, which are supposedly not to happen since our country is well known as one of the biggest halal country in Asia. Not just in Asia, maybe in the world. Okay, the first issue is not all food premises in Malaysia apply and adopt this halal certificate. Why? Because this halal certification is optional and the premise who is willingly to apply is very recommended. Okay, hence there is no way to punish who do not apply for this certification since it is based on volunteerism. Okay, this issue raises many concerns because in Malaysia there is one mindset where people think if Muslim vendor or Muslim seller provide the food, then it must be halal. But the issue is how can they sure that the premises is halal when there are no halal certificate or halal logo presented in the premise? Next, other issues related to food premises are poor hygiene practice. There were several cases whereby the cleanliness of food premise was acute and doubtful. Okay, for example, in 2016, in Police Health Department has commanded more than 27 food premises in Perlis to temporarily shut down due to disobeying Section 11 Food Act 1983, which is dirty food premises. Okay, this is a huge number and this issue should be taken seriously since it is related to human health. Okay, poor hygiene practice can lead to serious health problems such as food poisoning and chronic disease. And what is even more surprising is these premises are the holder of Malaysia Halal certificate. How can food premises which declare themselves as halal food premise have problem with the cleanliness and hygiene condition? Okay, this shows that many food premise takes things for granted. Okay, and this issue raised many concerns as they found most of the food premises seems hard to comply with the halal concept and its standard. Okay, if the food premise are failed to follow the manual procedure for halal Malaysia certificate, the halal concept being practiced could not be guaranteed. Especially the aspect of hygiene as part of the halal concept could be questionable. So what is the best solution to this issue or problem? Is suspended their certification will be enough to prevent and solve this problem?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ajmin Biskefli and I will continue for the ways to prevent issue. So, among the solution or ideas that can be taken based on the first issue presented is by providing a website or application where it has the data or status of all available food premise. This is because it will make it easier for the public to identify the status of the food premise. This is very important for people to ensure that the quality of the food they eat is guaranteed. For example, if a person wants to identify the food premise he just goes to the available website or application and just enter the code or name of the store or premise and the overall status of the store or premise about whether it has halal certificate or not, has a complaint from previous customer feedback or not, or rates given to the premise by the public. Next, the second issue presented is poor hygiene practice by the holder of Malaysia Halal certificate. Among the solutions that can be taken is to send a cleaning officer to monitor and conduct inspection based on the cleaning done by the premise on a daily. This is because a food premise should always be in a clean condition to prevent the food made or cooked will not be contaminated and exposed to dirty things or toxins that will cause the quality of food produce is affected. For example, sanitation officer should conduct surveillance of food premise and make special reports and send them to superiors. If the food premise do not comply with the proper criteria, efficient and prompt action must be taken to ensure that the food premise do not provide poor quality food to the community. In conclusion, halal certification is important for all premises to apply, although it is optional. JAKIM should encourage all premises to get halal certification for customer assurance on food prepared by the food premise, so that halal certification holder must provide a good example and a role model so that the good name of the halal food industry is guaranteed. That's all from us. Assalamualaikum.